Hey everyone, thank you so much for clicking on this video and welcome to Sla Art. In today's video, I'll be going over my performance, how many dressers and pieces of furniture that I flipped for the month of January and February. If you are new to the channel, my name is Garrett. Again, welcome. If you enjoy refinishing furniture, be sure and check out my channel and subscribe down below today, please. Without any further ado, let's get into it. So the first piece of furniture that I got was a dresser that I got from Facebook Marketplace for $20. I like to give each one of my projects a specific name so then I can keep track of everything. So for this project, I just called it the antique dresser. The reason why I called it that was because it had this drawer that flipped down and it kind of turned into a little desk or maybe a workstation area. It wasn't all that big, but it was such a cool thing and I've never seen it before, so I called it the antique dresser. Like I said, I got it from Facebook Marketplace for $20. I sanded down the entire thing, painted the sides, painted the front faces, and then I stained the top and I stained the dresser drawers, and I gave the dresser all new hardware, and it came out so nice. It was probably one of my favorite dressers that I've ever done. The real wood stained was beautiful, and that blue-gray color, you can't ever go wrong with that color, so in my opinion, I think it was a win-win. Like I said, I bought the dresser for $20, and I did end up splurging quite a bit on the handles. The handles were $5 a piece from Home Depot, and I ended up spending $40 on the handles. I really wasn't aware that you could buy handles in bulk from Amazon or eBay. A little bit ashamed that I did spend $40 in handles, but I won't be making that mistake again. And then to paint the dresser, I ended up going to Home Depot and purchasing a paint that I've used before in the past for plenty of projects. It is called Beyond Paint. It's a primer, paint, and sealer all mixed into one, and it is great for doing this type of work for multiple projects. The only downfall of it is the price. A gallon of Beyond Paint will run you $100, so that is the price that I had to pay for it. You can get a quart for $45, but obviously the gallon for $100 is way worth the money. So in total, I did end up spending $160 in expenses. Unfortunately, I did have a little bit of a loss for the first dresser, but I can assure you, make sure you stick around to the end of the video because my next two pieces of furniture were a success and I did make some money from them. But to start out, again, with the antique dresser, I had to buy my supplies for my future projects and for this project. So again, all in all, I did spend $160 in expenses, and I sold the dresser for $150. I put 2 hours into sanding down the entire piece, 4 hours into paint, 3 hours into drilling the new hardware holes, stage, and post it. So I was into the dresser for $160 and 9 hours total. The date that I picked up the dresser was November 22nd, 2021. I had the expectation to flip it at that time, but I ended up moving out of state and I took that dresser with me, so I used it for my own personal use. And then when I moved back into my parents' house from that little 1-year hiatus, I decided to hop back on that project, finish it up, and sell it. So I got rid of it January 12th of 2023. It sat on Facebook Marketplace for 3 days. I had one bite from Facebook Marketplace. However, my mom's coworker ended up buying it, so that did save some time. The next dresser I have, I nicknamed the Novi dresser. It was a large dresser, pretty heavy, a lot of drawers, kind of looked a little awkward and very, very dated. Got it from Facebook Marketplace for $20. I ended up splurging again on the handles, $5 a pop. So I spent $50 in handles, and then I found out that you could order the handles from Amazon in bulk, so I ended up doing that for upcoming projects. The paint and stain was already paid for from the last project. The stain I used from a leftover project from last year. So I spent $70 in expenses and I sold the dresser for $200. I put 5 hours into sanding the piece, 6 hours into paint, 5 hours into drilling the new holes for the hardware, posting it and staging it, and putting little finishing touches here and there on it. So I was into it for $70 and 16 hours worth of work. I picked it up on January 19th of 2023 and sold it on February 12th of 2023. The dresser sat on Facebook Marketplace for 14 days and even 2 weeks. I originally had it posted up for $235, and with 1 week going by, I dropped the price to $200. And it's funny, the day I was making the video, it was the 14th day of the dresser sitting on Facebook. And I didn't have any intentions of it selling, but I wanted to post up the dresser anyways, and it ended up selling that day, so that was pretty cool. The next dresser I nicknamed the Romulus dresser. I did drive quite a bit of a distance for this dresser, I will admit. So I got the dresser again from Facebook Marketplace like the other ones for $15. I was able to reuse, save the old hardware, so I had $0 into the handles, and I ended up spray painting the handles with an Ace Hardware bronze or gold color. I had that left over from other projects in the past, and I do remember that was $7. For my expenses, I was all in for $15. I sold it for $150. To sand down the entire piece, it took me 5 hours. I did have a little damage to repair, so that was 1 hour worth of my time. 10 hours to prime paint, and all in, I was in it for 16 hours and $15. Date in was January 19th, 2023, like the last dresser, and date out was February 19th, 2023. So I had this dresser for 1 full month, and just like the other one, the Novi dresser, it sat on the market for 14 days. I did have a couple of offers, I think 2 or 3, asking if I'd take $90, but I was holding out for that $150. Let me know down in the comments below what you think about the dressers, which one is your favorite, or if you have any tips on how I can improve. I'm always looking for anyone's suggestions, and if you're into this refinishing stuff and you got your own videos on YouTube or TikTok or whatever it is, please drop your username down below. I'd love to check you out and see the work that you've done. And I thank you all for taking time out of your day to watch this video. But before I go, let me give you a little sneak peek on the upcoming projects that I have going on. So currently in the Sla Art refinishing shop, aka my parents' garage, I got a desk right here. I picked this up this past week, and then yesterday, it was Saturday, we had a beautiful day here in Michigan. It snowed probably 2 feet. I could be exaggerating a lot, maybe a foot at least. But towards the end of the day yesterday in the afternoon, the sun came out and it felt like it was 50 degrees, and it was awesome. So I got to work, sanded down this entire dresser or desk, so it is ready to be painted. For this, I was thinking, since the whole thing is real wood, it's a very nice desk. I'm going to stain the top here. I'm going to stain the dresser, or the desk drawers, reuse the old hardware, and then I'm not sure if I'm going to paint or stain the sides yet, so stay tuned for this video coming up here soon. And then right here, I got this probably a month and a half ago now. I've been stuck on it, really taking my time trying to figure out what I really want to do with it. It's all wood, it's very heavy, and it's a very nice dresser. The top, I'm gonna stain for sure, not covering that up with paint, that's for sure. And then I wanted to stain, either stain these and paint these, or paint these and stain these. So the problem I'm having is, if I want to stain any one of these drawers, I am forced to stick with the old hardware or find new hardware that fits these existing holes, because I'm not able to fill in the old holes with wood filler, because if you stain the drawers, you'll be able to see the wood filler. So I would be forced to paint the drawers. Hopefully that makes sense. If you have any suggestions, let me know down below. I do have some new hardware that I bought in bulk that would fit these top drawers because they're the right size, but these ones down below, they would not fit. But I think it would be nice if I did a knob here, and then poles right there. So that's still a work in progress. Let me know down in the comments if you got any suggestions. I got these two, and then I have one in the basement.